Hi and welcome. My name is Stephanie and today I have a Hatha style yoga class to help you prepare for labor. In particular, all of the poses we're going to do today should help baby settle down in your pelvis and get in the right position for birth. You will need a chair or something equivalent like an ottoman or the edge of your couch or your bed even to help you with this class. When you're ready, grab your mat and your chair and let's get started. We'll begin today in standing. So come to face your chair and bring your feet wide, at least hips width distance apart, probably even a little bit wider. In this case, I'm going a little bit wider than my yoga mat. Then we're going to lean forward so that our back is straight and we're out resting over our chair. For now, our hips should be centered over our ankles. And then from here, we're going to lean backwards so that our hips are actually further back than the heels of our feet. And from here, we're just going to rock our hips gently side to side, over to the right, and then over to the left. Swaying here back and forth, moving your hips from right to left. This is a really gentle movement. The key is to make sure that your hips are further back than the heels of your feet. This standing posture is a great way to encourage baby to turn face down if they're still in the breech position and to settle deeper into your pelvis, getting ready for labor and delivery. For mom, it can also be a really nice stretch of the thighs and the glutes. Continue gently rocking here. You might opt to hold your hips on one side for a breath or two. Before taking it over to the other side, and then again holding there just for a moment or two. You can move at this slower pace, or you can keep up a steady rocking. Either will work to help encourage baby to turn head down and sink into the pelvis. Now would be a great time to practice some of the breathing techniques you might do during labor. You might also consider revisiting this posture in early labor, again just to help baby settle into the right position. We'll hold here for about 3 more breaths. Moving slowly, enjoying the gentle rocking of our hips. Good. On your next inhale, bring your hips so that they're centered over your heels again. And we're going to plant one palm in the center of our chair. On your next inhale, reach the opposite arm straight up overhead, finding our gentle twist. And as we exhale, we'll plant that hand in the center of our chair and take the other arm up and overhead. Exhale, bring the hand down, plant it in the center of your chair. Inhale the other arm up. And exhale, plant that hand in the center of your chair. Inhale the other arm up. Continue to move here, enjoying this gentle twist. The actual twisting movement is limited to your mid and upper back. Baby should always be facing the same direction as your hips here. Again, this movement can feel really nice for moms, especially in that 3rd trimester. And it will also help to encourage baby to find the right position and to sink down into the pelvis. This is a great one to do if baby is still head up in the womb and you're getting pretty far along in that 3rd trimester. Doing this once a day or a few times a week can help to encourage baby to turn head down and start to get into the position we want babies in for labor. Unlike in the last posture, we want to make sure that our hips remain in line with our heels. Our hips are over our knees are over our ankles. Again, this might be a good time to practice some of the pranayamas you might use during labor, such as a de-stressor breath or horse breath. We'll continue moving here at our own pace, taking about 2 more on each side. Inhaling an arm up overhead. Exhaling, planting that palm in the center of our chair. Inhaling the other arm up. And exhaling that palm back to our chair. Last one. Exhale. From here, we'll come down onto our mat. So move slowly as you bring your knees down. You might consider placing a blanket under your knees or even folding up your mat double to give you a little bit of extra cushion. We're going to come into a low lunge. So let's step our left knee up so that it's in line with our chair. We're going to make sure our left knee is over our left ankle. Our hips are over our right knee. So make any adjustments you need to. And then we're going to bring our elbows to rest on our chair. We'll hold here, pressing through the shoulder blades. We're not collapsing here. We're not collapsing through the upper body or allowing the spine to round. We want to keep a flat back position. We'll hold here for about a minute. Lunges can be great to incorporate into your practice, beginning in your 3rd trimester especially, to help encourage baby to settle into your pelvis. Lunges can also be great to take during early and active labor, again to help encourage baby to get into the right position and rotate and make their way through the birth canal. Continue to press through the elbows, press through the forearms. We're not collapsing through the front body. Our spine is long. We're maintaining an open chest, not compressing our airway any more than it's already being compressed from below by baby and our growing bellies. We'll hold here for about 3 more breaths. Notice if your little one started making some movements. They can probably tell that your posture has changed. Maybe they're enjoying the extra space or taking advantage of this opportunity to reposition themselves. Last inhale here. And as you exhale, you might press out of the elbows for a moment. As you bring your left knee back to the mat, you might walk your knees back a little bit. We're going to come into a shoulder stretch. So we're going to bring our elbows back onto our chair. And this time we're going to bring our forehead to rest on the edge of our chair. And you might bring your hands to rest behind your head or keep them up overhead. Maybe make a little bit of a baby shark pose. Take a few moments to get comfortable. If you need to move your knees a little bit closer or a little bit further from your chair, do that now. We want to make sure that baby is drawn in towards our spine here. We don't want that lower back to round. We don't want to drop our belly towards the ground. We're keeping our navel drawn in towards the spine and working to maintain a flat back position. Again, we'll hold this pose for between 1 to 2 minutes. And again, you might take this opportunity to practice some of your breath work that you might use during labor. This is another posture that can be revisited during early and active labor, or even late labor as well. I would recommend if you're here during labor that you forego the shoulder stretch and just kind of create a little bit of a pillow for your head. Take this moment to check that your belly hasn't started to drop down towards your mat at all. You're still drawing your belly in towards your spine. We'll hold here for about 3 more breaths. On your next inhale, you might begin to slowly push out of this pose. We're going to come to that low lunge on the other side. So this time we'll step our right foot up to be in line with the edge of our chair. We might need to adjust our knees, especially if we brought them a little bit further away from our chair for that last posture. Once you feel like you've got your legs settled, bring your elbows to rest on your chair. Elbows and forearms as we press through the arms. Leaning into that low lunge, our right knee is over our right ankle. Our hip is over that left knee. We're holding here, breathing in deeply. We'll hold here for about a minute. Continuing to press through the forearms, maintaining that flat back position and keeping our airway open. Again, you might turn your attention towards your baby, noticing what they're doing. If they've started to kick or flip or move around while you're in this lunge position. If you do opt to come into a lunge at any point during your labor, then I would recommend holding on one side through at least a few contractions before going over to the other side and holding for the same amount of time. You just want to make sure that you keep your sides even and give baby an equal opportunity to move down through the pelvis. Take a moment to check that your upper body has not started to collapse. Your shoulders are still pushing away from your ears. Your eyes might be closed or your gaze soft. We'll hold here for about 3 more breaths. Last breath here. Make it a long inhale and a long exhale. On your next inhale, you might begin to press out of the posture a little bit as you bring your right knee back to the mat. This time I recommend you come a little bit closer to your chair as we bring our big toes together and our knees as wide as our mat. We're going to come down into a child's pose with our head resting on our chairs. So again, you might bring yourself a little bit closer to your chair or bring your chair a little bit closer to yourself. When you've found a good distance, make a pillow with your arms, perhaps by resting one forearm on top of the other, and then bringing your head to rest on your chair. Going to hold this modified child's pose, again for about 1 to 2 minutes. This is another great posture to take during early and active labor. Can be an especially good posture for your birthing partner to help you find some relief. They could massage your shoulders or squeeze your hips from this position, while your birthing partner is providing some relief from your labor pains. You can focus on relaxing into your hands, opening through your cervix, and imagining baby's journey down and out through the birth canal. Since your hips are open in this posture, it's another good one to help baby drop down into the pelvis. And it's one that allows mom to relax as well. Continue to breathe here for about another minute. If you've been resting on one ear, you might lift the head and turn to face the other direction, just evening out your neck. All of the postures that we practice tonight can be repeated once a day or a few times a week throughout your third trimester, especially as you get closer towards your due date. And again, many of these poses can also be revisited when labor actually begins to help baby continue to make their way down and through the birth canal. We'll hold here for about 3 more breaths. You might now begin to push out of your supported child's pose, or you could continue to stay in the posture if it's feeling nice and relaxing for you. If that is all the time that you have for yoga today, then I thank you for joining me for this practice, and I hope you find these poses helpful as you make your way towards labor and delivery. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more prenatal yoga content just like this. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope to see and practice with you again soon. Namaste.